It's me. I'm back. That's right, I am back because I watched the first two episodes of Ahsoka on Disney Plus, and I did not enjoy myself very much. And yeah, the man, these episodes kind of bugged me, and yeah. So I'll just talk about it. So the first episode starts off pretty well. You know, a sequence where uh like the two like fallen Jedi antagonists uh like they storm onto a New Republic prison ship and break out. And Morgan Elsbeth, who, if you remember, she was the one that Ahsoka was going after in her episode of The Mandalorian. And yeah, that all was pretty good. I liked that. And then Ahsoka's first scene, also pretty good. Like, she goes into a temple, retrieves a thing, and then fights some assassin droids. That was all cool. And then it's from this point on that problems start happening. So it's revealed that the thing she found in that ancient temple was a map to the place where Thrawn got sent to in the finale of Star Wars Rebels. And so a few things. One, I should address this right now. This show is heavily reliant on Rebels nostalgia, at least the first episode, because like they talk about people like Thrawn and Ezra as if you should know who they are. And yeah, that makes the show really inaccessible for a lot of people. Like, it's fine for me because I've seen the show and I like that show pretty well. But, you know, like a lot of people, like my mom and dad couldn't really watch this show without knowing all that context, which is a shame. Another thing, like it never really gets explained why this map leads to where Thrawn is. Like, how do you, like, okay, you have a map and you know that Thrawn was sent somewhere. How do you know that this map points there instead of like some other random place? How do you, yeah. And also, they just reused the plot beat of a map that leads to the VIP who's been like in hiding for a long time. They reused that from The Force Awakens. Imagine ripping off the ripoff. Absolutely shameless. But moving on. So Ahsoka goes to visit Hera on I think it's the home one, and she says, "Yeah, I found this map, but I don't have a key to open it." And Hera said, "Well, I think I know someone who might be able to help you." And I thought to myself, yes, I also know someone who could help with this situation. Ahsoka's close personal friend, Luke Skywalker. But no, they don't do that. They can't do that because they haven't gotten the technology looking quite right yet, and they've gotten backlash the last couple of times they did it. And so they don't want to do that again. But it would make the most sense, certainly, in the story. But yeah, they don't go to Luke. So instead, she suggests that Ahsoka go to Sabine. And Sabine is basically, you know, in the same place she was at the end of the epilogue of Rebels, just living on Lothal. And I gotta talk about Sabine now. This show, the first episode in particular, does everything it can to really make you not like Sabine. She is just insufferable. It's like, first of all, like, it's implied that she was Ahsoka's apprentice at one point, which, like, was Sabine ever established as force sensitive? I feel like there was a whole thing in Rebels about her not being force sensitive and that being a big problem when Kanan was trying to train her with the dark saber, because like training someone who's not force sensitive to wield the lightsaber is a lot different and a lot more difficult. I don't know. Like if that's wrong, okay. Maybe my memory's a little, like, it's been a while since I watched Rebels, but I don't know. That's a bit strange. But also, like, the first thing Sabine does, it's like they're christening the mural that she made. It's like they're dedicating it as a monument, which is really neat. And like the governor of Lothal, like he introduces her, and she's not there, and she's just driven off in a speeder. And it's like come on. It's like, if you didn't want to do it, just tell them no from the outset. Don't bail after you've already made the commitment. That's a real jerk move right there. And then a couple of like starfighters chase her down, and she does a really slick move to avoid them, and then they just like let her go, which is fine, sure. Yeah, and then Ahsoka comes and tells her that like they need to decipher the map, and they get into a big argument about how like it didn't work out last time, and like Sabine asks if she can take it to where she can like think a little more clearly, and Ahsoka says, no, this is like the most dangerous thing in the galaxy right now. It could start another civil war. We don't want this getting into enemy hands. And then, of course, Sabine takes it while Ahsoka's not looking, and we can guess what happens from there. But yeah, like Sabine takes it, and she brings it back to the comms tower where she's living, that used to be Ezra's hangout, and she analyzes it for like what seems to be a pretty long time, and eventually like she figures out that like she needs to spin part of it like a Rubik's cube, and it's like, really? It's like there's this circular thing with a bunch of lines all over it, and it's like you had to do like a rotation puzzle in the temple to reveal this little ball. No one figured out that you just had to spin it like a Rubik's cube? Really? It's like no one tried that. It's ludicrous. And then of course the bad guys show up, and like Sabine can barely even fend off like 2 droids. Yeah. And then she takes Ezra's lightsaber to face off the apprentice of the villain guy. And she gets stabbed in the chest. It's like they keep doing this. They keep having people get stabbed in the chest with a lightsaber and survive. And it's more ludicrous every single time it happens. It's just it's like she should be dead from that. And she deserves to be dead for letting the map slip into enemy hands. It's like, congratulations. Thanks to you, the galaxy is in jeopardy again. Man. It's like, man, like, I liked Sabine in Rebels. She was cool. And now she's the worst. Yeah. And that's the first episode. And I was real mad when I saw she got stabbed, because it's like, great. It's like, she's going to survive this. And like, yeah, she spends episode 2 in the hospital, and then by the end of episode 2, she's fine. She's fine. Yeah, but the good news is episode 2 is a lot better. It's like, the but yeah, like Ahsoka and Hera go to investigate like a lead. Like they discover that one of the droids that attacked Sabine came from the shipyards on Corellia, and so they track it down and they find like a hyperdrive engine that's being used for a big thing. And that's cool. You know, I like conspiracy stuff. And also Chopper is back. My boy, I like Chopper. He's cool. I like him. Yeah. And and then yeah. Yeah, the second episode generally inoffensive, and yeah, the fights throughout were fine, you know, like nothing crazy, but you know, nothing egregious either. And yeah, at the end of the second episode, like they lift up Sabine's shirt a little bit and they peel the band-aid off and there's just a scab where she was impaled through the chest with a beam of plasma. I man, probably gonna watch the rest of the show, but I don't know, man. Yeah, that's that's Ahsoka. I didn't enjoy it all that much, but hey, at least we have Chopper. That's how I'm gonna cope for the rest of this series. Like at least Chopper's in there, and maybe we'll see more of him sometime. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you later.